Good evening, sport. Wow, thank you. Oh my God, thank you so much. It is 8 p.m. Eastern on a Tuesday evening, and that means it is time for the SGO Press Pass. I'm Jake Jacobson. Today I am joined, of course, by Mr. Mike Knoxxx, the CEO, and Mr. Curtis.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, yes.
I didn't get the hat memo today. I'm kind of offended. We got the horrible Indiana, and we got the trash St. Louis Cardinals. Go Cubs, go! Okay,
hey man, you really are from Chicago. I went to my first Cubs game a month and a half ago, which is like they're not very good this year, so it was not the most exciting game, but it's fun. That's it's a cool place to go.
You go to the Cubs game to party.
Right, yeah,
you used to go to win about 8 years ago, and now they just sold off our assets
they did
like we're Michael Jackson. So now it's just,
everybody wanted to go because what if this is the year? And then it was the year, and everybody's like, whatever. Like, we can all go, and we're here to pay too much for beer is what we're here to do. We're here to talk about sports video games, and before we really dive into the video game talk, just wanted to say that if you want to join in the conversation, you can leave questions in the chat wherever you're watching, be that YouTube, be that Twitch, be that Facebook. We will get around to audience questions at the end of the show. If you have a question that's relevant to the topic, we will often address it then, but we'll have a big segment for it at the end. If you want to join in the conversation more often, we do have a Discord server. You can go to sportsgamersonline.com/Discord. That's going to get you right in. Curtis, let's start with you.
Oh, yeah.
For reasons that will become clear when we get to Mike. What have you been playing this week, man?
Still been playing Saints Row. Playing Saints Row and eFootball. So the gaming experience hasn't gotten any better from last week. I'm just gonna say it here. Saints Row is not as bad as everybody's saying. It is okay. It's not as bad. It's I don't know why everybody's bashing it so much. I don't know why it's been just hyped up to be just so terrible, but it's not as bad as everybody's saying. I'm not having the same glitches either as everybody. I'm playing on PlayStation 5, but and I'm not here to start, getting on. Is that for the PlayStation 5?
No, heck no.
It's for dodging all the glitches.
Just
he said for the PlayStation 5.
What's going on? I'm not here to call out particular journalists or anything like that. I'm not shooting shots or anything like that. For people that no, I'm not. For people to say that this person said he or she said they had to back up away from gaming and cleanse themselves of the experience after the credits rolled. I think that is just terrible journalism, and your opinion matters more when you do this line of work and you have a responsibility to your opinion. So why say that? Don't say something like that when it's not true, because there's worse games out here. There's games that are way worse.
I would argue that if they felt that way, they should write it, but I'm with you. I'm sure it's not the worst video game that's ever been made. I'm happy that you have not had the terrible actual playing experience that a lot of other people have had. Some people get really lucky with whether or not they're allowed to play a game, and some people don't.
Right. That's true.
That's what it is. Some people are just blessed. Right?
some people are
beyond all fairness.
Some people are born with it, and the rest of us just have to deal with it.
I was just this game had to have personally insulted you for you to say something like that. I've never heard anybody say something about a game like that.
People do that. Fans are insane.
Yeah. And then because you're such a big influencer, it's like you say that and then everybody on Twitter starts saying it, and that's just, they haven't played the game, but you've played it. So everybody just has that preconceived notion of it now. And it's like, that is just so unfair.
I stopped following influencers. Right? Because I think influencers get paid. That's why I like real channels like Sports Gamers Online. It's real people, and everybody paying our asses.
And we don't get paid.
Okay.
We don't get paid.
Thanks, Eric Herrera, for his little, $2 tip right there. So I'm gonna get his question on there.
Yeah.
Later.
What's your favorite video game of all time? Wow.
Do you want to do that now? Let's just get into that one now.
Well, that was
my
just
favorite video
leading
game
into
of all
me,
time.
Shoot. Favorite sports game of all time. Good Lord.
What do you mean by that?
I don't have to think about it. I'm gonna go last on this. You go
It's
ahead.
tough.
Jake.
Okay.
It's really a goddamn hard question there, Eric.
Yeah, maybe we should save this. Maybe we'll think on this. I think you're
Let
right.
us think about this for a second.
Now that I put myself on the spot for this, I realize that maybe Mike's right.
Yeah, he backed out to come back to me. All this, see now I feel like I'm gonna have to get out one of my Infinity gauntlets over here. Okay. Jesus, man.
Where did it bring you?
Back to me.
I haven't had a lot of time to play games this week. I've still been dipping in and around Rumbleverse a little bit. Based on something we talked about last week, Mike, I picked up Match Point Tennis a little bit again.
Okay.
That game is fun. I like that game. You're
supposed to play me. Because I can't play something else, but I can probably still play that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Into it now.
we got to do a pre-show next. We got to do a pre-show next time where we fight each other in a sports game and then we do the podcast. My issue with a lot of modern tennis games is that they're all so dependent on button timing.
Yes,
like the timing on release, the timing on button pressing, and I don't. Not that I think that that's bad, but I don't like tennis that way.
It's not bad. It's
right.
just not flowing. Give me a stick control. Rough. Let me maybe use the stick. Maybe I don't know. It could be a trigger. Yeah. Maybe I have no idea. But the button has to die.
Yeah. I don't love the timing aspect. I do. So which is, I mean, some of my favorite sports games are like arcade tennis games. Like I love Mario Tennis. I love the Mario Tennis for the GameCube one and the Wii one. I like them both a lot. What's something I like about Match Point is it kind of bridges that gap where you still have to hold the button in time, but it's not timing based. It's more like at the minute you start pressing the button, you can start targeting where the ball's going to land on the other side.
You can do that.
And so I actually like that targeting sort of mini game a lot more than a lot of the ways that modern tennis games feel. And I've gotten into that game in a way that I couldn't get into with not Top Spin. What's the other tennis game that's been around for the last couple of years? The one that
wasn't there a PES one?
The one that not Big Ant. That's not right. If I type in tennis games, I bet it'll come up.
Wasn't there one called Match Point or something?
Match Point we're talking about Tennis World Tour. I previewed Tennis World Tour a couple of years ago, and it's so reliant on the button timing thing that I just could never get into it. So So Match Point's fun. Match Point's fun, and it's on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass, which makes it great.
Yes.
Fun. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm starting to realize maybe I've drunk too much scotch in my life, and maybe I'm getting too old to play video games, but I'll die playing video games.
Well,
talking about, I hope I die high. No, I hope I die with a Madden, with an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, a Switch, something in my hand. Okay, besides my member.
Right? Yeah. Nobody wants to be caught that way.
The way to die, unless you're on the toilet.
Let's talk about hills we'd like to die on, Mike. How has your experience with Madden 23 been? Has it improved at all since we talked about it last week?
Well, like Elvis, who actually did die on the toilet. Okay.
He was set up for that. He couldn't wait to get that off.
The game is ish. Okay. And I'm going, you know what? I mean, let me dial that back. Because I'm going to keep the same energy, because I like what Curtis said there from the dojo. Make sure y'all follow us, please. Follow, subscribe as well.
Yes, sir.
I don't like people who have a platform and never speak to me honest. And I can tell when someone's being honest and when somebody's just a bunch of fluff. It's why a lot of people you follow on YouTube, they make it. And to me, they change once they start getting that money. Okay. And I'm saying that. And I don't know the person. I wish I didn't know the person. I would have called you out, whoever you are. Because I'm not afraid of y'all. Come at me, at Mike Knoxxx. 3 X's. Ask your mama why I'm hardcore. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
When people start talking about video games sucking and it's always this and it's always that, again, all fair, right? All is fair and love in video gaming, right? But we all have the eye of the beholder. We all have our advantage points, right? We all have, everything's subjective, Subjectively, Madden's not been horrible over the years. It's not been great, but it ain't been horrible, right? And granted, I know all the pundits will say, well, it's the only football game out there. Yeah, it is. So you can take the good with the bad. Right? But overall, I'm a huge Madden football fan. I love it. I love Madden. I love the NFL. Okay. Go Birds. You see what we pulled off today? The Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all better look out. Okay.
Yeah, you better hope there are no Madden modders that live in Philadelphia because they're all going to get their ass beat.
What's so funny about we got CG from the guy from the Saints, the safe from the Saints. When Madden came out 2 weeks ago, he was playing it early, and I was talking to my guy, Kurt B. Cap, and I was like, who is this Saints guy where he's all in Brady's face like this? He's all, you don't know him? I was like, wow, I just know he should got Tom Brady's face, and now he's my safety. Now he's my safety. But this game, it's still good. If you can play the game, keyword, if you can play the game, I ain't talking about Triple H or my gamer tag, the game V1.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. If you can play the game, I think it's still good. I think the passing is good. I think even the little tweaks they made today, because I get to play it for about 15 minutes before I get kicked off the server. Okay. And before anybody who doesn't work for EA comment below and let us know how I can fix this problem, I guarantee you I tried it. Okay. I've uninstalled.
Let us know if you're having server issues, because now I'm curious as to how. I'm curious as to how many people are unlucky enough to be having these issues.
That's the problem, because I've spoken to them. Yeah. Okay. It's about 2 to 3% of the buyers. And it's happening in all different kind of ways, from MUT to what bothers me about the server issue that I'm having. I would be disappointed, which I am the most, that I can't play online with my friends, because who actually plays to play solo? Not many of us anymore. We all play the game online, right? Sports gamers online. That's why you're here watching. But I can't even play offline. I can't play any sort of franchise without being kicked from the server. And so I have two things I bring to question with that. Is that me having a problem because I buy all digital copies? But if I had a hard copy, would that work? But I also have heard, and the EA bug fixes, if you go to EA help and all that stuff and look at the tickets, it's happening with disc on PlayStation 5, on PC, on Xbox. There are minty as hundreds of, close to a couple thousand people cannot play this game. And I'm one of the unlucky ones who cannot play this game for longer than 10, 50. I get through 2 quarters. Third quarter, I think I'm going to make it. I'm gone. I get through halfway through a third quarter. I'm gone. I play face of the franchise. I do 2 things through a game before the game makes it to the fourth quarter. I'm gone. There's not a single mode I can play without by halftime, I'm kicked off of the EA service.
Yeah. And that's the most frustrating part. That would be the most frustrating part for me, is like, you can't even escape this offline. Like you can't even go into franchise or like,
I've had
that
them.
Sucks.
They've had me uninstall, reinstall. They've had me take my gamer tag off, put my gamer tag back on, sign out, sign in, log out. If you know anything about fixing the things, you know what I'm talking about here. Okay. I've gone through they even had me, they had one final step. They said, can you hotspot it to your phone and see if it works that way?
What?
Like a different Wi-Fi source?
I really wish that my phone, because I have my background, you could see my phone. Okay. and for the benefit of those with flash photography, no offense towards, Edge and Christian. Okay. I might take off my background and embarrass my room because I got, that ain't that bad actually. Okay. Just you can see this. Because I don't think you can see this. Maybe a little bit. If I keep that angle. This is me. Yeah. This is me. That's them. This is me with EA help.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
It's been going on since last week. I have not played a game longer than 3 quarters in over a week. This is continuous. Continuous.
Yeah. If you're listening to this on the podcast feed later this week, he's been scrolling on his phone for about a solid minute.
He's still going. He's still going right now.
He's still going.
Yeah.
So when people ask me,
he just finished.
Hold on, no, I didn't finish. I actually just stopped.
Oh, it's fine. It had to load.
This is enough for us to get the idea.
It had to load. It had to load.
It had to load.
Okay, so when I tell you I'm one of the unlucky people cannot play this game, I can't, and that makes it. I'm 47, y'all. I got a wife and 4 kids. Okay, my oldest graduated college. I've been playing video games since before I had a ColecoVision.
Oh.
I had an Atari. I'm the dummy who, when all my friends got a Genesis, I brought a TurboGrafx 16 because I thought Keith Courage game was the wave of the future. I had a Saturn.
Yeah.
games. And I cannot play Madden, which is my favorite franchise. Can't say it's my favorite game. Because that's the question that he asked us. I'm not sure about this, but it's my favorite franchise of all time to play. It's Madden football. It just is. It's just from Tecmo Bowl to Madden, boom, all that stuff. So for me, I just can't play the game. And for me, so from a fan's perspective, it's horrible. But again, this is what you're saying, Curtis. Somebody would take that experience I'm having and shit on the game. The game ain't bad. The servers are just ass. It's worse. It's so bad. I'm actually tweeting out, "Hey, 2K, you have not the worst. 2K is the worst." And I heard about this about what was the other EA game that had problems? My kids be playing Battlefront and stuff. Remember they had their problems a few years ago. And Kurt, you said you had some EA problems.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I've never experienced it.
All the time. I got a huge question to ask you too. I don't know if you saw that big article that came out by Kotaku that said Madden 23 is so bad even NFL pros are dragging it.
I saw that when I first started tweeting about mine. But when I looked at that article, and this is why I when it comes to my wrestling shows, right?
Yeah.
All right. I live by a couple hashtags. One is hashtag Depth of Dirt Sheets. I don't like this citizen reporter shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When Mike Straw gets news, he gets it from the sources.
Yeah.
And that's how we report here. If I don't count your sources, I can't see your sources. I don't know who you spoke to. It's all in your window. And I didn't see no NFL players tweeting bad about it. I've actually saw a lot tweeting good about it. But that's my search.
Mike, I'm not here just to try to combat you at all. I do have an NFL player.
Okay, you have a NFL player.
Yeah, yeah, one. No, this is just
he gonna do
Kotaku's hit and miss. Kotaku's hit and miss when it comes to articles.
I'm about to hit
things
this shot
that.
right here live on air.
Okay. I'm a little bit ahead of you. I'm a little ahead of you. I'm a little ahead of you.
Well, you see this was full. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got this. And I got a Philadelphia Eagle one right here on the floor. I swear to my mama. I bought a gallon of Door Scotch last week thinking I'm about to enjoy Madden all week. I'm off work. I'm about to die. I'm about to lab it up. That's all I got left.
Man.
I'm always looking.
That's all I got left.
I'm always taking a mental note of the parts of this podcast that get cut for the audio version.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right.
Okay. The guy that I have here, the guy that they quote tweeted, right? You're gonna have to help me with his name. It's Mecole Hardman.
Mecole Hardman,
Jr.
Yeah,
Mecole Hardman.
You know what? I do remember that one. I do remember him. So I think I do remember him saying something.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He has tweeted that it's the worst Madden ever. But for our point, you know, your platform's huge. So when you say that, people that haven't even played the game are gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's crap. I'm not gonna buy it anyway." There's another dude. It's not even an NFL player. I don't think this guy's even an NFL player. I'm not even going to shout him out. But on his Twitter, he has a bunch of glitches going up on his Twitter and things like that. And it's not even from an Elgato or from a capture source. It's just from him just recording on his iPhone.
The chat
is crazy. I can't wait to put all y'all stuff on the screen. I've been debauched on just putting them up. They want to say them for the end of the show because I'm just watching y'all. I see y'all commenting. Please keep commenting below and letting us know. But while you're looking for that, Curtis, because I call names out. I like doing it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Angry. What's that big famous YouTuber? Angry, the angry dude. He's funny.
Angry Joe.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, he ate that game alive.
But listen,
that's his whole thing, though.
Yeah,
that's his whole thing, though. But some guys hate on something for so long, right? It's like me with modern hip hop. As soon as I hear it, I say it's trash. I ain't even heard the shit, and I go, it's trash. So then I gotta hear it and go, okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. But I'm a child of the 90s. What do I know? You guys had to come behind DMX, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. It was kind of hard to beat those guys. You know what I'm saying? LL the GOAT. You know what I mean? So how you gonna you gotta put auto-tune and sing to your stuff like Drake. You know what I mean? That's a shame because Drake can rap. No offense to Drake. I'm not coming at you, Drake. Please don't come at me. You know what I mean?
Drake, you know you're watching.
I can outdance you, Drake. I can outdance Drake, though. I seen that video with him and Chris Brown. I outdance Drake.
I don't know if he can dance like that.
I believe.
I busted that, boy. Don't get these bad knees going. Go ahead, Jake. What we got?
Chad, if you believe in magic, please do a prayer circle for Mike so this poor man can play his favorite franchise of all time. Let's talk about another sports franchise. We got the NHL 23 official reveal last week.
Yeah,
I think it was the Wednesday after the show.
I think we have the video for that.
Do we?
I think we do.
Yeah, if you want to.
Shakes of a lamb's tail. Nope, that's wrong one. That was fever. But I get it by the time you cut through the show. Go ahead.
Cool. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, so we got the official NHS reveal. I won't cut that one out of the audio. I'll let everybody remember my shame there. Yeah.
Got a few new things, like especially with the puck movement, right? Like last ditch puck efforts, things like that.
Yeah.
There's crossplay coming to the game.
Yeah, so crossplay is one of the things I wanted to dig into, but yeah, like you said, so there are quote hundreds, end quote, of new goalie animations. There's over 50 new animations for gameplay features in general, which you know.
I don't have the beta copy. Natural, what's going on? Can I get a copy? I can't play Madden.
Might as well play NHL, huh?
I love NHL. Every year I play NHL.
The desperation save types, I think, is what you were talking about, probably, right, Curtis?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
A desperation save, which I have to assume is part of the new goalie animations, I would imagine.
From what I saw of the trailer, it was a lot of like actual players doing it, but it seems like if you're trying to make that last ditch pass, like sometimes, like what Mike was saying in the article, was like sometimes it would just end, like the defense would get rewarded for just putting a little bit of pressure on you. So now you can just kind of get that little inch depending on if you have like the trait, and that's some of the new traits. That's one of the new traits that they have going on NHL.
Yeah,
and it's ready if you want me to roll the clip.
Yeah, sure. Let's hit that real quick.
Let's do it.
All right, this is the NHL trailer review. John, I think this came from fiercely copied from PlayStation. All right, so you happy, you PlayStation people? Look at that. An Xbox guy gave you something. All right. I ain't gonna front. I want one. All right. I ain't gonna lie. They're always sold out.
Hit me. I'm open.
What are you doing?
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna need some help here. Trevor's eager. No way. We need help. Grab a remote. Let's go. Woo! Okay, Zeke. Let's go! Nice goal!
Let's go! Darcy here.
Wait, what?
Okay, Trev, stop showing off. I've got something to show you. What is happening? Another game?
How about some Ishal? Club.
Let's go! Shoddy wing.
Dib center.
Dibs on right wing.
I guess I'll play D.
Oh! All right, everyone. We ready?
Born ready. No way!
So yeah, as you could tell by some of the fake Twitch chat on screen, some other big changes coming to NHL. They're adding women.
That's a thing that EA's been doing.
The MCU takes over everywhere now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there'll be mixed teams in Hockey Ultimate Team or HUT.
Is that what it's called?
It's HUT. They're all UT.
Oh my
god!
God.
For Madden, it's FUT for football.
Yeah,
for FIFA,
it's FUT.
They're all UT. HUT is the only one that they didn't do for PGA, but
it was there on the platform. Jake, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
You know me with my questions. Why is Electronic Arts now just showing up to the party when it comes to like crossplay? It's been kind of a thing for a few years now, and now they're presenting it as like a new thing or like their big like gameplay feature.
I'm sorry, 2K doesn't have it either.
Go for it, Mike.
I don't think a lot of people does it. I think these independent people do it, but these big studios, these big companies, it's money. It's money. They want to see it. They want to see it work first.
So I don't know how much you know about this actually, Curtis. Like Fortnite was the big thing, right?
Yeah, that's why I say that.
NHL should be nut.
I like how you had to put a space there because YouTube is always watching.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. Sorry.
Yeah, Fortnite was the first one to do it.
So
Sony
Fortnite
was very back offish about it. Yeah.
Sony was very hesitant to allow big companies to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing about your NHL is always the bottom of the barrel when it comes to EA's attention. That might be true.
I would disagree.
I don't know.
Maybe over the last 2 years, it's gotten a lot more attention, though.
I would say being a EA Sports fan, like I'm a wrestling fan, right? So I'm used to being beat upside the head and still playing stuff. Okay. I think NHL has gotten better the last few years over Madden and FIFA. I thought with their presentation when they changed it a few years ago, when they took the 2K stuff, by which they added the we call them the badges and stuff. I thought NHL has improved year after year after year, leaps and bounds, honestly, above Madden, and it couldn't even touch, and Madden can't even compete to FIFA when it was around for what they were starting to do. So
yeah, I feel that way too. Like last year's NHL seemed like they made a lot of changes to the one before it, and this year already it sounds like they're trying to make a lot of big changes too. So I'd say at the very least, like NHL seems like it's shot up their priority list.
I wouldn't think NHL sold as much as Madden or FIFA.
no.
Oh, probably not. But I mean,
North America,
like,
maybe.
FIFA Ultimate Team probably pays for every one of these yearly franchise games,
which is the saddest thing to hear on this podcast.
So, I'm sure they don't need to worry about it too much.
I'm sorry, does not beat the fact I haven't played my game in a week, and I'm over here getting drunk like the jerk.
They have promised some changes to NHL's franchise mode. There's not a lot of details about that yet. A full customization options for the leagues, 6 to 48 teams, which is a lot.
Yeah.
It says they use the term dynamic scheduling, which I'm not going to pretend like I know what that means, but I'm glad they're adding it. I think I don't really know. Custom tiebreakers for standings. You can fully restructure the playoffs however you want. So they're at least adding a lot of customization to the leagues and the franchise.
Yeah, EA needs to get rid of Ultimate Team, man.
I
Join the boat. Join the boat.
I agree with that.
I
personally think Mutt. I personally think all of them ruined all the other games. That's just me. And and you can't blame them for taking the money and running with it because everything became fantasy football, fantasy everything, right? So people wanted it. People were paying for it, and it's never going to go away.
Yeah. Well, it's a predatory mode for sure. Well, I mean, look, what? Oh, your face froze.
It is a predatory mode. I think that is the best way to put it. Boom. That's it.
It's you gamble on characters for Ultimate Team
to make your team better.
Yeah.
So
I did the same thing when I played 2K and bought VC after VC after VC. The wrong build. It's all about the money grab.
Yeah.
But that's why it's never going to go away. You're right. They're preying on us. It's illegal.
Yep.
You know what? Some countries think that's true. Let's talk about their idea of crossplay briefly. And I'm a little annoyed by this because Windjammers, which is not nearly as big, to be clear, Windjammers 2 did a very similar implementation of cross-platform. When you play NHL hockey online and you go into matchmaking in whatever mode, whether it be EA SHL, whether it just be, exhibition mode, you can be paired up with any player on any console that shares your generation. So it'll have PS4, Xbox One crossplay, probably PC if it comes to PC. It'll have Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 crossplay. You cannot choose to play against other people on the other console. So I can't if I'm on PlayStation 5 and Mike, you're on Xbox, of course. I can't shoot you a message and say, "Hey, let's play NHL 23." We have to meet up. So that opens up the pool of matchmaking, which I doubt that a game like NHL probably has an issue with that, but it's still pretty cool that it opens that up. But it also limits a lot of things too. So I can't make an EA SHL team with my buddies if we're not all on the same console, right? So we can't share a team even though we can play against people on other consoles. We all have to be on the same console to load in, right? So like
so
that's
even
generationally,
right? Generationally, right? You all have to be on the 5.
Yes,
Two?
yeah.
No, so your 5 that you have, Curtis, would be against my Series X, and that's how we would play. I think that's how it should be anyway.
Yeah,
because
I just think it's like when you already have like multiplayer systems built in the online though.
Yeah.
Like you know, so the EA SHL, for people who don't know, you can do like 3v3 mode, and you can invite your buds and you can just form a trio. And like, you know, if they're going to open up crossplay, you would like to be able to fully crossplay, right? But like that all they're doing is opening up matchmaking so that you can matchmake against anyone on any same gen console. It's just a shame that they don't go the extra step to be like, well, good, like I'm playing on PlayStation, me and Mike can squat up because he's on Xbox. Now we can play together. Like, it's just a weird thing for them to not include. And like to Mike's point about like what, like not as many games are doing this as it seems like they are. Like also a lot of games are not fully implementing it like this. Like in order to play Windjammers with all my friends, I got a code for Steam when I played it for the website. All my friends played it on Xbox. I couldn't invite them to play. I had to download it from the Xbox Game Pass just to play with all my buds.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that it's just like,
well,
you know,
I think it comes to a problem too. I think it comes to a problem when like my children playing wrestling on their gen versus my gen, even though I'm playing the older model and it's still just laggy. It's not the same. I think it causes a problem.
I think the cross gen, I think it's fine that it's not cross gen. I think it's fine that old gen and new gen can't play together because
I love that.
Those games are going to be completely different. Like
those games are built different. For example, for FIFA, like the FIFA for PlayStation 4 doesn't have hypermotion. It's not built with hypermotion in there, so that would just be very janky, weird.
It's like the field sense in Madden. It's not on the other. I had a friend that was like, "Hey, I ain't got the next gen. You want to come over and play Madden?" I said, "No, I'm good. I don't want to play that.
I want to play Madden on PS2. I just play 04.
Yeah, I got a PS4. I don't want to play on a PS4.
NBA 2K, another one of those games. Like last gen NBA 2K, a completely different game than current gen.
Completely different game.
Completely different.
You feel like? Do you guys feel like it's taking longer to kind of like get everybody to shift over this generation of consoles?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's two reasons behind that. I think they're not as frequently out there. So like you can't find these systems.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a better chance of getting an Xbox. You can't find a PlayStation unless you go spend triple the price.
Yeah.
Right. To get one.
Also, they released like these new consoles during a pandemic.
Right.
You know,
I think those are the two big things.
It was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, stop us.
It's hard to spend it's
I'll wait in line for mine.
It's a moral thing to be like, all right, I just got this work, I just got like this workman kind of deal.
Don't have me go on life with people. Dan,
I got free money and I'm gonna spend it on console.
Exactly. Y'all got all that free money. You sitting around doing nothing. You could have brought your ass a PlayStation or an Xbox. I'm watching here. Your slow ass is on a slow ass system. That's your slow ass fault. Now catch up to the rest of us.
Oh my goodness!
But if you got an old ass system, I got those too on both.
I think that so like friend of the show, Mike Straw would be absolutely fuming that there are two generations of this game. He's always been a big proponent of one like leave the old gen behind. It's time. And last year I disagreed with him. I pushed back on him because like you guys said, it's really difficult to find a PS5. It's pretty difficult still to find an Xbox Series blank. This year though, like I think that these games would just turn out better if they focused on the current generation of game. I think that it's time. You know what I mean? Like I think that it sucks that it's hard to find it's hard not to call them next gen because it's current gen. It's hard to find a current gen console still. Like and it feels bad to leave those half of your player base behind. But at the point where like you're gonna be developing two different games and there's a decent chance this is bringing down both games because you're having to basically split development. Like
Jake, you like your Indiana hat, right?
I like my Indiana hat. Yeah.
Right. So you had a choice to buy it or not to buy it, right?
Yeah.
So people have a choice to buy the game or not to buy the game.
Yeah, of course.
You want to go see your emo Batman? You had a choice to go see it, or you didn't have to go see your emo Batman. Either way.
How you feel about emo Batman? This is our weekly Mike.
I actually love.
Oh no, you're a guy that likes the Notebook. I do not trust your movie opinion.
First of all, how many women do you have in your household right now? All right. No, I'm saying like, are you married or anything like that? So,
I am very much single.
Okay, that's because you ain't watched the fucking Notebook. If you watched the Notebook, you wouldn't be single. Okay, but no, I actually like the Batman, but here's the thing. This is what I do for a living, right? So you have to watch things. Same thing you play games.
I'm married to video games. That's
with an open mind, though. Like, you have to know what you're going into. Like, I'm not going to go see Maverick Top Gun, right? And think I'm going to get a love story. That's your fault. If you think you're going to get a love story out of Maverick, you dummy, right? So I went to this Batman watching whatever it is they gave me. And I'm smart enough because we're all intelligent fans. We're not, this ain't 1975 no more. We can get all the content from Sports Gamers Online, whoever else you follow. Like, follow, and subscribe, Sports Gamers Online. Right? Yeah. So you get knowledge. So we knew what the movie was going to be about. So when you went to go watch it, you should have known what the movie was going to be about. A detective. It's a detective movie. That's all. You know, my one friend said just should have called it Batman, but I like that movie a lot. I watched it several times. That Batman was my favorite Batman of all time.
Oh, what?
So just because of the noise. Just because of the noise. If you're into movies and sound quality of movies, when that that was the craziest thing I ever heard in my life from a car. It wasn't the hottest looking car. You know, by far, it's not even close. But the way it sounded and the way he was like smashing like he was playing Mario Kart, it was dope.
Bad Boys for Life said the Batman was a 4 out of 10. What are you talking about?
4 out of 10?
Chat, if you
I know people who feel that way though.
Chat, if you love some Mike Knoxxx sound effect, you better follow this man on his socials.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more.
No, right now
wonderful
you're gonna hear me crying and bitching about
Mike
EA
Knoxxx.
service because I can't play. That's just gonna hear. So EA, whoever you are, please do not. And remember, I just want to say this in all fairness: the thoughts and opinions said on this program are belonging to those said individual. Does not represent everybody on Sports Gamers Online. Okay, so I don't want nobody get in no trouble for what I say. Pick me off. It ain't them. Okay, but EA,
I think
brother out. Fix my. I'm here for you, right? I buy every game. I'm gonna buy the issue next year. Okay, I just want to play this year. Okay.
Let's.
No, I had a question, Jake. Real fast before we get. I'm sorry.
Sure,
Start talking.
My bad.
In that trailer, they showed them like playing together. Is that in the game? Because I missed that part of gaming. Like when I remember when Xbox One and PS4 came out, I thought, oh, that's the next generation game. I could see you. We talked about that last week. Remember about the Vision Cam? That trailer shows that trailer showed them playing together on screen. Or is that just trailer effect? Or is that in the game?
I think that obviously you'll be able to play with each other online.
Right.
I think that
but
the overlay stuff was all marketing. Yeah, I think it was all marketing.
Yeah.
I think it was all marketing.
It'd be cool.
Let's get a break queued up, but before we take that break, let's stick on the topic of difficulty of finding a console here. In the US, the PS5 is expensive, but in the US, the PS5 is expensive and hard to find. Outside of the US, it's about to become more expensive and hard to find. Sony announced, I think it was last week,
come on, Curtis, drink with me.
and I've got this all from a Polygon article, so shout out to Polygon.
Good job. We want some money, Polygon.
In most markets besides the US, the PS5 is increasing by roughly the equivalent of 50 USD. So 50 bucks more in most categories. The article on Polygon has a full price breakdown. Let me hit you with some quotes from the Sony Interactive Entertainment president and CEO, Jim Ryan. He has said that, quote, challenging economic conditions are impacting consumers and creating pressure on many industries. For that reason, it is harder to ship PS4s outside of the US and outside of Japan, which means that in the economic wake of a global pandemic, people can pay a little more for the PlayStation 5. While this price increase is a necessity given the current global economic environment and its impact on SIE's business, says Ryan, our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that PS5 offers and what's still to come. Mike, Curtis, how much would you pay for a PlayStation 5?
What I paid for mine, $500.
Right. What it costs.
I mean, it's a console game. It's a console game platform. So paying $700 for it, or even going up to $550, $600. You're not getting justified on the power of the console. So I think it's just, I think of like the people that live in like remote places that barely have like electricity, stuff like that, but they still get their hands on these consoles is already expensive.
Yeah.
Like maybe people in Brazil or something like that.
No, I live in Florida. Brazilians get everything. Just
they get everything.
I worked at Disney. They would come through and come shopping and tear. All they do is come here to go shop and go home and triple sell them. I promise you. Yeah. They get whatever they want in Brazil. The people who got enough said. Okay, but I'm buying one. But I would go no higher than like $750. I won't lie, because in Delaware, where I met my wife, there's no sales tax, right? So it's $500.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, there's no on nothing. But here in Florida, there is sales tax, and it's like the 4th highest in the country, right? So I paid, I think $620 for my Xbox with tax. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm lying, because that was with the what do you call it? You
got a bundle. You got a bundle.
You got a bundle.
No, warranty.
Oh, you got a warranty.
Warranty. Okay. So it came like $620. So without it was like $580 with tax. Right? That's my limit. I can't. That's why I'm not going to like these renter places have them, and that you can really get one. People are selling them. I'm just not.
Yeah.
My daughter bought her boyfriend one, which I was livid about. Like, you paid how much for it? Are you insane?
Yeah.
But he wanted one. I don't care. It's $700 something.
It's an interesting point, Curtis, buying it in bundles, because people are already paying more for these consoles anyway. Justin Stevens
double DJ.
Paid $800 to get 2 games, $50 gift card, and an extra controller in a GameStop bundle. This is the main way people are buying these consoles.
Yes, exactly.
Like, people are already paying more to get them in the first place. So like,
I bought mine for $5. It came out to $5.95, but I got the Horizon Forbidden West bundle. Ooh. And I already beat the game. I beat the game on PlayStation 4 months ago, and I was like, oh, screw it, it's here. I can get it right now.
I see.
I'm just gonna get it right now.
Hey, yeah. Sometimes you boot it up. Look at how beautiful it is. You know what I mean?
It's just, it just looks better. But yeah, like you're saying, I mean, but just like $700 just for the console itself.
It's insane.
Oh man,
it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
It better come with some pictures of Megan Thee Stallion, whatever y'all call it, or something for $750.
You got to figure that the only reason it doesn't change price in the US is because the Xbox Series X sells really well here, right?
Like, I was just about to ask you that.
You got to figure that like the Xbox, like this US is the biggest market where the PlayStation 5 has legitimate competition.
So can we play just one little game?
So
really, who's outselling who? Like that's a fact. It's not an opinion, right? Who's outselling who?
I think PlayStation's still outselling Xbox.
I don't know.
Are they really?
Just bring it, bitch.
There's no way.
I like.
You can't find them. How can it outsell? You don't even have enough to make.
I got a serious
Xbox made more than PlayStation 5s did. That's a fact.
But they made more. I think like outsold both, like over like a spirit, like
which
a period
one?
Of time. The S. Yeah.
It's still next gen though.
It is exactly. I bought one. I got mine right here.
You sucker! You got both of them. I'm so jealous. I got so many friends that got both of them. As soon as I find one, I'm buying one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love my S.
I've been an Xbox guy since like the GameCube, right? I think it was Jedi Academy sold me. It was the first time you could play like as a Jedi fighting with friends across the thing, and that threw my mind off. So I went to Xbox then, but I'm this close from going to PlayStation because I truly believe as a console gamer that PlayStation, at least, even though you can talk specs and who you like all you want to, I thought PlayStation gave me a better package. Again, I'm a wrestling fan. Give me a pretty package. Give me a pretty bow. I'm sold for that. You gave me a new game. Controller was new. Station was new. Camera was new. You know what I mean? Dashboard was new. Xbox said, here you go. Same old shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like I sit here sometimes with my Xbox and I go, it's just faster. You know what I mean? Like, it's just faster.
Mike, you play Halo on there?
I don't play that word that starts with a G-Lo. No, I don't play nothing but just as sports gamers online. All I play is sports games. People, I'm not lying to you. That's all I play. That's why I'm mad I can't play Madden. Do you see me? I'm living on air.
Let's take a second. Grab some water. Let's cool off.
Man, Curtis both said we got water.
We got it.
Ain't nobody
Look,
drunk.
I need whatever, man. I got more.
we got the golf game. Cursed golf review.
Yes, we're gonna hit you with Mr. Curtis himself's Cursed to Golf review. While I apparently am the only one who's got to go get more water because nobody else is drinking it during the show. So y'all enjoy this video and we will be right back.
The most exciting thing about indie sports titles is that sometimes you get a mash of multiple genres in one game that creates a unique experience. Curse to Golf is a near perfect example of that, taking the characteristics of a roguelite, some platform elements, and throwing them into a fun golf experience. With roughly 15 hours played in Golf Purgatory, I can safely say that Thunderful's ghostly golf game is frustrating, fun, and addicting, the perfect combination. What is up, you guys? My name is Curtis with Sports Gamers Online, and this is my review of Curse to Golf. On the brink of winning the biggest golf tournament of his career, the champ is suddenly struck by lightning. With death in sight, the champ falls deep into Golf Purgatory, where he meets a ghostly Scottish caddy named the Scotsman. This friendly ghost tells the champ that he must complete 18 holes of the most hellish game of golf to return to the living. If he fails, he will spend the rest of eternity in Golf Purgatory. The setting of Curse to Golf is everything from a graveyard with demonic statues to grasslands with sharp, jagged spikes, but all of it makes your golf experience a living hell. However, some items help increase your chances of returning to the living. Idols are statues that are placed around every golf course. They increase the numbers of shots you can take, so you should plan your strategy around hitting idols on your way to the hole. Ace cards give you abilities to help you through Golf Purgatory. These abilities range from stopping a ball mid-flight, redirecting a shot, or turning your golf ball into ice. Gathering these cards throughout your run and using them wisely is essential to your success in Curse to Golf. As you progress through the game, other abilities become available, which keeps the game fresh throughout your playthrough. Even caddying from one course to another involves some strategy. Choosing the wrong route can be very costly. You can obtain many cards and money on one path, but have to play through a cursed hole, which causes effects to your ball and course. Another path might be straightforward, but you don't gain any items leading up to the boss encounter. These small decisions can make the boss courses easy or very challenging. Curse to Golf takes the sport of golf and throws it into an addicting roguelike gameplay loop. Similar to games like Hades, when you fail to reach a hole, you will restart your journey in Golf Purgatory, but you will retain the items and abilities that you gained throughout your previous playthrough. This gameplay loop has me hooked and kept me wanting to go another round even though I was frustrated. Curse to Golf's ball physics are so good that it's usually not a game error that causes you to fail, it's always a user error. Way too many times I found myself stupidly hitting balls into the water or blindly slapping balls into the abyss and getting stuck. It would be best if you had a strategy to the hole and a good understanding of the many stages that the game generates. What I would love to see implemented is a multiplayer feature with a time attack or race mode. Similar to the boss courses, playing with your friends in a separate mode would make your experience with Curse to Golf more fun. Curse to Golf's difficulty and gameplay loop has me hooked since the first tee. The roguelike elements mixed with the addicting golf gameplay will have you teeing off deep into Golf Purgatory. Even though the game only offers a story mode, this game is well worth your time, and with a modest price point of $20, you will be playing one of my favorite indie titles this year. If you guys like the content we do here on Sports Gamers Online, then hit that like button and subscribe to SGO right now. And if you want the most out of your SGO experience, then join SGO Insider.
Mr. Curtis Russell, do you want to give us a quick rundown of the UFL news from earlier today?
Absolutely. So the CEO of Strikers Inc. came out and said that the game is, unfortunately, it was supposed to come out in 2022. It is now coming out in 2023, and they are 80% done with the game. And they're going to kind of bring out more updates as they go towards December. But in December, they will give us a for sure release date. UFL is a game that's going to be kind of like a FIFA Ultimate Team kind of thing, but it's going to have those more fair to play elements. There won't be any microtransactions. There won't be any, like, you know, I guess you would call them the pay to win kind of philosophy that Electronic Arts likes to do. They're not going with that. They're going with something completely different. And we need, for me, at this point right now, we need like a full gameplay look at it, because so far we've only seen like a trailer with like flashy gameplay, things like that. But they keep building up their licenses. They got one of the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, on there, which is great. I really made me excited about the game. But hopefully in December we get, I think, in my opinion, I think we're going to get a March release date. But I will have a video detailing more about it right after this show.
I've got 2 questions for you, unless you got something, Mike, real quick first.
No.
Okay. First question. Do you believe that they're going to stick to avoiding microtransactions in this game when it launches next year?
I don't know. I have no idea. I really don't know, because when you do that kind of, when it's free to play. So it's like, how are you going to
hard to imagine they don't.
Yeah.
Netflix is getting ads.
Yeah. Unless it's Burger King. Burger King pops up in the middle of the game. I would think maybe cosmetic, and I think that's what the team at Strikers Inc. is really going to push, is that it's cosmetic. I think they're really going to try to push that.
Well, because that's an interesting idea, because it feels harder to do cosmetic sales for a game, so for like a sports game, than it does for a lot of other games. So
exactly. So
I'm interested.
Unfortunately, like, because it is a free-to-play game, it's going to have to kind of find its own way and build out. I don't know. Like, UFL is such a question mark of a game. You don't know if they're going to stick with this, and then maybe I think we did hear that there's a career mode that has been planned. So it's like, how do they form their own identity within the football space?
Right.
So that I think that's the biggest question.
My follow-up question, and this is related to it being a giant question mark. Do you believe they are 80% done?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, I do have faith.
Do you need a lifeline?
This isn't Electronic Arts. If it was Electronic Arts, I'd be like, no, I don't know where this game is at. But this is a completely different company. And like I'm going to say in the video right after this show, the issue and the conflict that's going on in Russia and in the Ukraine, that really affected this team, because they have a whole bunch of like development studios across the whole of Europe. So that really affected them. They had to take care of those people. So I think a lot of fans can understand their situation. I'm not saying that's the only reason it might have got delayed, but I think that's one of the mitigating factors.
Right. Which is, look, any reason to delay a game is fair, but like war, especially reasonable reason to delay a game, I think. So
yeah, completely. Yeah.
We got a little bit of time. I think we can dig into our wrestling update a little bit. We got a new Mike Straw report about WWE and 2K's video game working relationship. It's fine, apparently. Apparently, WWE reportedly WWE was satisfied with the sales and release of 2K23.
It couldn't have been worse, right? Couldn't be worse of a.
Couldn't have been worse than the last one, that's for sure.
They didn't have one, so you're right. Nothing but up from here is all we go.
I mean, like, any release better than 2K20 is probably going to do it. There apparently have not been a lot of talks about extending the partnership, which is going on for a nebulous few additional years. But 2K23 did well enough that now WWE is not really interested in ending that partnership early.
It's a good game. It was nothing wrong with the game. The game's problem was it was too damn outdated. And in today's world, when you can update somebody's hair and tattoos, first of all, why this game it didn't have online interests from the beginning that turned fans off. I'm a wrestling fan. Look at behind me. I'm a belt king. Okay. You don't have online wrestling interests. You don't have them at the start of the game. You put them in there. You're like, okay, they're on the way to good things. But you don't have the interests where you have the new, 3D images and models and things like that in the game. Then it's outdated. And it's not fully outdated. It's they chose to have certain people outdated and the majority over the minority.
Right.
Like the game is a really good game. It's like Madden this year. It's the best they've made in quite some time. It's just lacking some other things.
I remember they had a DLC that was LA Knight, who was already a different character in WWE by the time the DLC came out. it was somebody who was no longer with the company and like a legend, and then Machine Gun Kelly. So like, I'm with you on that. I understand that. I understand that complaint.
Is WWE getting itchy feet on the series already? Is that what's going on?
So you got to wonder, like, you know, management's different now, right? Like, how is that going to affect this kind of stuff moving forward? Who knows? I know there was a report earlier in the year that despite the 1 year break being legitimately good for 2K, 2K's development, WWE still wants these games to come out every year. Like,
that's fine. Just freaking update it.
Right. Well, right. Yeah.
Just freaking update it.
The one big takeaway from this is that 2K Battlegrounds dead. They're not going to do that one again.
Dang.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of I think that's I thought that would be the general reaction to that news. I like when WWE does weird arcadey wrestling games. All Stars was really fun.
No way.
The like almost fighting game one.
No way. Even my kids.
I liked All Star.
Even my kids. Go back to WWE Legends. That was fun. That
might be what I'm thinking.
Battlegrounds. No, I'm sorry.
Not Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is the recent one. That one's bad.
All Star wasn't bad. You're right. Yeah, I thought the Roman. I apologize, Indiana. I just like picking on people from Indiana. It's okay. I apologize.
Hey, look, I get it. I'm in Chicago now. You gotta give me a break.
I'm
not even a Cardinals
like I said,
fan.
like
you're not even a Cardinals fan. Oh, then burn it. What the hell's wrong with you?
a lot of the times, yeah, and I've been watching my experience with 2K23 has been watching Austin Creed play it on Up Down Down, which is, by the way, not to like promote someone who's never heard of me before, but like, if you want to see a wrestler get really frustrated playing a wrestling game, please watch him do that.
He's heard that's what it is, because you're on with Mike Knoxxx.
Yeah, also Mike Knoxxx.
Yeah, he's checking in. Huh?
I'm just telling you. Listen, they're watching. I guarantee you they're watching.
But yeah, I like when WWE tries to take a weird arcadey game, but like the look of Battlegrounds was bad. The gameplay of Battlegrounds was bad. Nobody's going to miss it.
Yeah.
If they need to rebuild one of those from the ground up, that's totally fine.
Let's get to some of the questions before we get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The peanut gallery. Thank you guys for sticking around all this time too. Like, for real. They would say back in my day, because I'm old. Word to the mother. But y'all sticking around like this. Do you have an answer to my man Eric's question?
It's time.
Is there an answer? And I'm going last. I'm the oldest. I get to choose that way.
Okay.
I
think going age to beauty.
I think in the past I've said that my favorite sports game, I'm going to say it's a tie. I'm going to pick two.
Cheater.
I'm going to say Mario Golf. Mario Golf, the one for the GameCube.
That one is fire.
Which I don't remember
very fun.
The name of it. Mario Golf. It's not Super Rush. That's the newest one.
There had to be a console sports game.
I think it has to now.
Okay. Because if not,
Toadstool Tour.
What?
Yeah.
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour.
Oh, that.
The one for the GameCube.
Yeah. Okay, yes.
And then my favorite more traditional sports game is whichever NCAA football game had Tim Tebow on the front. Not because of Tim Tebow, but because that's the one I played all the time when I was in college. I have a Tim Tebow Broncos jersey in my closet.
He's not a great quarterback, but he's a great person.
But yeah, the Tebow, whichever NCAA that was, is just the one me and my roommates played all the time in college. So I have really fond memories of just years and years and years of franchise mode, like over and over and over again.
That's a really good game.
Yeah. Solid. I saw a lot of, when we talked about this before, I saw a lot of NCAA football answers. So
it was a lot up there.
Yeah. I have two also.
Cheaters.
I can't just come up with, I really have three, honestly. But
well, go ahead and call all three, then forget it. It's called honorable mentions. The question is, what is your favorite sports video game?
On the spot, I have a very video game of all time, but on the spot, favorite sports, I have three of them because I'm like, they're all different sports, all different. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Put them in alphabetical order. I don't want there to be any favorites.
No. I'm just gonna go. Okay, so there's a wrestling game. SmackDown versus Raw. 07.
Ooh. 07.
Love it. Love the soundtrack. It had everything. All the modes, and then they started like bringing all the modes. After 08, they were like, no, all right, no more.
Did
like,
you say the soundtrack?
Soundtrack is great.
Hey, that matters.
The soundtrack
great.
makes it a top game of all time.
Hey,
right there, this
that's
guy.
not the only one.
This guy.
That's not the only one. Hey, I have it on Spotify.
I got you.
I love that, actually.
I have it on
I love that you
Spotify,
have it
and
on
I listen to it.
Spotify.
I love 07 though.
It actually like has opened the gate to like alternative rock to me
Okay.
in a lot of ways. Yeah. So
That's fun.
yeah,
got
people
that.
like the
Justin
Killers
did
and
that
stuff.
for me. Introduced me to Nickelback and all them.
Yeah.
Groups, you know what I'm saying? Speed. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no black guy hearing no Creed if he don't watch wrestling.
Exactly. Exactly.
He wouldn't know what Alter Bridge was. Why
What's
would
that?
he? He'd have no reason
Beautiful
to.
people. The beautiful people. You know what I mean? I'm talking about some. What's like the devil lady? What's his name? I know it's Charlotte Manson.
Yeah.
That boy. Man, that song is dope. That's his name, right?
It is dope.
Manson.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's dope. It's dope. My second game is Madden 04.
Okay, why 04?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Michael Vick is just an animal. Like I love
That's
using
when most
him.
people started
I
hating the
see.
game.
I
Because
love
Michael
it.
Vick made people hate Madden.
Oh my god, he was bad. And then when I used to like create my player and like play all the time on there, and it was just so fun. The career mode was really good. And then of course FIFA game, FIFA. I'm gonna say 12. Because
Okay.
they had everything. When it comes to the career mode, you would have to work up from like being a squad player all the way up to the captain of the team. Manchester United were good. That was great. You know, when they were good, they were good on that game. Barcelona was on the come up. Messi was on the come up. It's just so many vibes in that game, especially when you're in like the practice arena. You could be in Tokyo, you could be in Spain. It was just nuts. It was just filled me.
I remember that. That game
Yeah.
was fun. That
It
game
was so
was
good.
fun. That's when I
So
started
good.
saying I quit playing this game because the Europeans were whooping my ass. Okay? I said, "Oh, y'all play this like I play Madden in 2K." Okay, this is y'all.
I get it
quit.
now. Yeah.
I quit.
I would come home from high school like after practice, after my own soccer practice, and like just play that game for hours on end. It was great.
DJ81. First of all, they're called the Commanders. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Okay, and I used to hate them, but I worked for them for a while. For my first years in Fox Sports, I covered the Skins, Washington Redskins back then, as their name was called. So I used to
That's
hate them as an Eagle fan, but I covered them, and I like to see them from a different perspective from the
That's
company
Like,
inside.
that's like mold they grow on you. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, no, it really was. I was mad. I was like, man, I can't hate them. These guys are really nice to me.
What?
And they give me free food every week. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. My opinion is that they should have stayed the football team.
I think they should have stayed anything else but Commanders as well. But for me, I'm gonna go outside because I like how you went outside, Jake.
Madden
He said-
22.
No, because he said favorite sports game. It didn't say console on a sports game, right? Because this
Yeah,
game
no,
never
no,
made
no.
the console.
Oh, really?
I effing loved Arch Rivals. It was a basketball game.
Arch Rivals is a
and you
great
can
choice.
beat
Wow.
somebody's ass. You can just come.
I haven't
down
heard
and
about
punch
Arch
them.
Rivals in forever.
Okay, Arch Rivals is my game outside of a console game. Okay, I would say Madden 05 for me. That had Donovan McNabb on the cover.
Mhm.
And as
That
an
was
Eagle
good.
fan, I tell you why, because my favorite quarterback of all time is Randall Cunningham. But the best Eagles quarterback of all time is Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb.
And any Eagle fan that tells you otherwise didn't watch football.
Mm.
All right. He was the third best quarterback in the NFL at that time. You got Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. After those two, before Drew Brees became Drew Brees, he was behind McNabb. And this is before we had Todd Stinkston and James Trash as our receivers.
Manning
But
was a
that
goat.
game was dope, and it was the first game on Xbox. And if I can go with a wrestling game, because you win 3 quarters, I'm gonna go 3, and I'm a wrestling fan.
Okay.
So goes behind me. I'm gonna up you, and I'm gonna go WrestleMania 2000. Game.
Oh, yeah.
Before there was everybody screams no mercy. Everybody's ready for fight. It was like something like no mercy. No mercy cannot hold a stick to the originator.
Mm.
Okay. And that's WrestleMania 2000. The way those characters look, it was just fun. Like you talked about, Jake, just having fun and playing. And at that time, it was still you're taking your cube to people's houses. Put your memory card in. Look at my wrestler. You know what I mean? It was amazing. I love that game. So that's what it is for me. And yes, Arch Rivals was insane. Go ahead, Tar Heels too. I like this guy. We got any codes?
Maybe
I don't think we got any codes
We
this
got a
week.
beta.
but-
I got Horizon Forbidden West.
We got a beta. PlayStation 5. Y'all,
It's for PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 5. First one comment below. We got. What is that called?
Horizon Forbidden West.
I was at a PlayStation 5.
Play is Aloy on her latest adventure.
Can I play it on PS4?
You gonna read the blurb for us? Get out of here.
I got a PS4. Can I have
it? Yeah. Sure.
D Money asked if we had any news about ESBC, and then he asked again, I believe, or someone else asked if we had any news about Wrestling Code. Nothing on ESBC.
Yeah. What do you mean Wrestling Code? Am I lost in that one?
What is that?
Oh, it's a Virtual Basement who made a spiritual successor to Army Men Sarge's Heroes.
Okay.
Has been working on a wrestling game called the Wrestling Code for a couple years now.
Okay.
We haven't heard anything recently. Mike's our Wrestling Code guy, and he has not had anything new on the site. It looks like the last big bit of news from Wrestling Code is that they've got Gangrel. Sorry, that is true, but that's different news.
That's that
Vampiro
game.
Is the latest person.
I remember that. Vampiro is one of my favorite, not popular wrestlers of all time.
I
thought Vampiro was going to be over. When he buried Sting alive, it was crazy.
Wow.
He buried Sting. Then he started, doing heroin and stuff. And everything goes down when you start doing heroin. You start doing heroin, your life is over. Just go ahead and shoot yourself. Okay. Shout out to Frank Lucas. He started it. Godfather Harlem. Don't blame me.
This seems like maybe it's a good time to call it. Y'all, thanks for tuning in for another episode of the SGO Press Pass. Oh, any news on FIFA? Not that I know of.
Any news on who?
To my knowledge,
the name? What? Was it? I think Konami was maybe approached, but I don't think they have the money. If they are asking for that money,
yeah. The last thing I heard about that is that people were conjecturing that they may talk to Konami about getting the FIFA license on eFootball. But I think that would just be World Cup stuff. I don't think that would be them developing a new FIFA branded game. So
this is definitely a rumor, though, right?
Yeah, I don't have any. There's no reporting on this. This is just conjectures.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next time we're back on, I have a wrestling game. I want to see if Mike Knoxxx really messes with, but I'm gonna save that for next.
I'm excited for Fight Forever, and we'll talk about that next week.
Let's talk about Fight Forever next week.
It's another wrestling game on GameCube.
I'm excited, Curtis. Got my libido jumping. Listen, guys, make sure you follow everybody else. There's our tags. Listen, it's not like we out here asking for to buy a TV dinner or a church dinner. Right? It's a free follow, and subscribe. You don't have to even pay for anything. Right? If you want to pay, you want to subscribe, you want to help out the network grow. You know what I mean? Thank you. We got the subscribe button there. Go ahead and do that as well. Any donation is welcome if you like what you hear. You know what I mean? Like, help us flip this thing around. All right. We like sports, we like games, and we're here to talk about them. Jake, get us out of here.
Yeah. If you wanna chat with us more on sports games, sportsgamersonline.com/Discord. Hop in, get started, get chatting. That's gonna do it for this week. We will be back again next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern sharp.
That was Curtis's fault. I'm blaming.
Oh,
we out of here, y'all.
Later, y'all.
Just bring it.